Hey folks, I'm Mike. Do you hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I like? Patreon.com/Inkdependence. It keeps this blog ad-free. Hey folks, Mike here, and you notice I got a different setup here. I've got this desk that's been sitting next to me for a little while in my shots. I've got different background going on. It's the other side of my office. And the reason I've got this new setup is that I'm doing a different thing. I've never done this kind of thing before, so this is going to be the first. So, what I'm reviewing today is not a pen or whatever. It's my other, looking over at my collection hanging here on the back of my door. One of them anyway. I really like bags. I'm a gear guy. I like backpacks. I like messengers. I like slings. I don't really like totes all that much. They're not really my jam, but I've got some of those as well because Audrey loves those. We're going to start out today with a bag that was loaned to me. I haven't bought this one yet, though I might. This is the Mystery Ranch Urban Assault. This is on loan to me by my new pal Tony Scalambrini from Everyday Commentary and Gear Geeks Live. It's a podcast that I was on not too long ago. Go check that out. It's the Ethics of Gear, and it'll be pretty fun. You can find that on the everydaycommentary.com site, and also a bunch of cool reviews and stuff. So I got to talking to Tony actually after the podcast was done. I said, "Yeah, man, I'm thinking I'm going to start reviewing bags soon." And he said, "Dude, I've got a bag for you." So he sent this out for me to try out. This is one that he reviewed a little while ago, like last year or something. Well, 2017 anyway, I think. And he said, "Mike, you got to try this if you haven't seen these 3 zips." So this is Mystery Ranch's Urban Assault. It is a 3-zip or dry zip. Sometimes I see those online. It has 3 zippers in this Y formation, which is really cool. I mean, it makes me think a little bit of like autopsies on procedural cop shows because I love those things. I'm not going to start reviewing those, but that's what it reminds me of, and that means you can get into the contents of this sucker pretty well. This is actually packed up from what I used yesterday. Yesterday was our first day of classes, and so I have a bunch of school stuff in here. So we'll look at the outside of the bag. We'll see what was inside the bag. We'll look at the features. I'll tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and that sort of thing. All right, so first, specs on this bag. It is a 21-liter bag, which is fairly small, but this thing has a lot of room in it. I put all the stuff I needed in it yesterday, and I had no problems. There's still quite a bit of room actually in here. So this is a good size, and it's cavernous. It is made of 500D Cordura, and this stuff is pretty waterproof. I haven't taken it out in the rain, but it does have waterproof zippers, and also I took it to my sink because I was just curious if it was actually waterproof, and I kind of ran a bunch of water on it. I filled this top. I made this into a little bowl on top, and it's filled it with water and let it sit there for a while. And while just a little bit of it seems to have wicked into I don't know, the little linty bits or the little tiny ends of threads or whatever, none of it came through. And when I poured it off, it all just poured off. So I'm confident saying this is at least very water resistant, if not waterproof. So I did that with my stuff in it, which is maybe not the best idea, but whatever, I'm new. Okay. So this is the front of the thing. You can see there's not really anything going on here aside from the zippers. There are no external pockets of any kind on the front. You get an external pocket on the top, which is actually really cool. This is a nice stuff pocket. It's got these little ears right here, and you can use these as attachment points if you want to hang stuff off of it. I guess you can hang a water bottle off of it or whatever. It doesn't have any water bottle pockets, which is a little bit of a downer. I really like a water bottle pocket because I'm always carrying bottles. But you unzip this guy. I like to hold on to this and just pull this zipper. These are big YKK zippers. I don't know if they don't have a number on them. I don't know what size, but they're nice. They zip super well, easily, smoothly. And I dig it. Inside this top bit, which has got a mesh compartment, I've got a Notco Tallulah with a couple of pins in there because there's really not any place to put pins in here to keep them secure or whatever. But this is a good place for them because you can reach them quick. They're in this top zip. Just bag in a bag. All right. The only other thing I really have in here is my AirPods because you need those walking around campus so you don't have to talk to people. There's a bunch more room in here actually. I also had my sunglasses case in here. I took it out because that lives in my car, but one of those big Oakley cylindrical ones fits in here no problem. So you can grab your stuff quick. All right, zip that close. I grab this, zip it, easy. Okay. On the bottom, a whole bunch more attachment points. Look at all these little loops down here. There's one on the front. Right there. There's a bunch down here. This makes me think you could use this for like an overnight bag if you're going to sleep rough, perhaps, or if you have a very like light or small tent, perhaps. You could, hook things onto this with compression straps. You could totally put like an inflatable mattress pad and a sleeping bag down here or something, and connect things up to it. But for more than that, it's only 21 liters, so you're not going to be taking all that much with you. I wouldn't say this is like a weekend bag or anything, but it definitely day to day, it's great. I've taken this on. Well, I've taken it to school, I've taken it to a pin show, I've taken it to, I've gone on hikes with Scraggles, and this has performed really well. It's always carried the stuff I needed, even though I didn't use any of these attachment points. All right, so that's the bottom, that's the top. Here's the back. The back has these big straps, and these are pillowy. Look at that, pillowy. I've seen pillows with less scoosh than this. It's got nice lifting straps up here to pull the weight up onto your shoulders up here, so it's not just banging around. This bag is nice and compact. I like the way it kind of stays close to you. You also have little attachment loops down here. You have a sternum strap, and it's got these two little gadgets. I'm honestly not sure what these are for, but these are little elasticy guys that secure there. I was thinking you could probably use that for like a water bottle tube thing to hold that so it's kind of close to you, but there's actually no place in here for a reservoir, and there's no exit point as far as I can tell for that tube to come out. So I'm not 100% sure what these are for, but it's got one on each side. So if you figure out what those are for, leave in the comments, because I'm sure there's a thing, and I just don't know what it is. But these slide up and down to wherever you want them. It's pretty good. Well, wherever you want them within this space. I like it when there's a lot of space you can put them on, because maybe you're like configured weirdly, or your torso is not the same shape or something of that nature, and you want to make it higher. But I don't know. It seems to work just fine. I haven't used the sternum strap much. I did use it when I was hiking because I had a bunch of water bottles and stuff in here and bowls because I was taking Scraggles on a long hike. The back of this pack has the same mesh stuff as the shoulder straps, and it's very comfortable. Like, this is a very comfortable backpack to wear, and loaded down with a bunch of tech stuff, very comfortable. As I'll show you inside, it's all packed up close to you, which is ideal. It doesn't bounce around. And loaded down with like water bottles and stuff, very comfortable. The only thing I'll say negatively about this back pad is that it doesn't have any air channels or whatever. It seems mildly breathable because it's got this mesh on top, but not a whole lot. Walking around yesterday in fancy like professor-y clothes, I had no problem with like sweating into this or whatever. But when I was out on my several mile hike with Scraggles, I did get my back was sweaty. But also the rest of me was sweaty, so I don't know, man. Maybe this breathes just fine, but it seems like this could have been a little bit more breathable, but it is very comfortable. All right, let's open this guy up. So the easiest way to open this thing up, and the way that I was using mostly yesterday, is to unzip these Y zips, and then you can fold this over. And you can just sort of get in there. There's a ton of room. You can totally reach all your stuff. The opening on the top is big enough for me to pull out my laptop with no problem. You can reach all the things that are immediately reachable. There are a couple of little mesh pockets in here that we'll get to in a sec. It's kind of hard to show with this open, but you can get to those as well if you need to. This is the mesh bit from that pocket on the top. Let's go ahead and take this Y zipper down the front. You'll notice that these overlap, so that when you close them, this is all sealed up. I guess if rain is blowing up in here, or I don't know, maybe you're rafting, I don't know how water goes up, but if it does, I guess it could get in there that way, but it's unlikely. All right, so you unzip this thing, and then all of a sudden you can get to all of your stuff. Like, it just splays open, and it is awesome. So here are the things I have in here right now. This is some trash that people left on my table yesterday. I was doing like an event thing for our club. I've got my my cord power brick thing. I've got a Franklin Christoph Padfolio in here where I take my notes. I've got a big Nalgene bottle because if you're talking for hours straight, you gotta have one of these. Gotta hydrate. And also a coffee mug. You'll notice I said there were no bottle pockets in here, and that's true, but the way this thing is designed, you've got all your essential stuff in the middle, and like this guy fits just fine in there as well. And then these just sort of nestle in the sides, and perfectly, and they sort of stay out of the way. They're not like the most reachable things is the only problem. But if you want to carry some water bottles and you don't mind opening up the bag, not a problem. They'll fit in there, or a lot of other stuff. All right, other things. These two little wing pockets here and the top are like the only bits of organization in here. If I'm going to knock this bag on two things, one is no water bottle pockets, and two is not really any organization in the bag. Like bag and bag, if you're a bag and bag sort of person, and I've got some around, I just don't have any within reach because I planned poorly. But if you have a bag in a bag situation, throw them in here, and you'll be able to just grab bags and bags like I did with the Tallulah up here. All right, so in this side, I've got a couple of big whiteboard markers from Pilot. These are awesome. My classroom this semester has a chalkboard. I'm very sad. All right. On the other side, I have more stuff, laptop stuff, mice, dongles, pointers, you know, that kind of thing. So put those over here. There are 2 slots for tech stuff in here, and they're kind of low down. I think that they could raise this up off the bottom of the bag a little bit. I mean, it's not right against the bottom of the bag, but it's pretty close. Like if you lay this down, or if you set this down on the bottom, it doesn't stand up on its own because it's not rigid or whatever, but there's a little bit of protection because it has, and I haven't shown you this yet. Hear that? It's actually hard. There's an internal frame, like, piece in here that's kind of a, I don't know, a rigid plastic. And you can take it out. There's a zipper up here at the top, let you access that if you want to take this out, maybe to wash the bag or something, I suppose. But I haven't tried that. It seems like it'd be kind of a pain, and I could do it. I'm not gonna. But they could move these up a little bit, and I think that'd be great. This is the 2017 version of this bag. Maybe they've changed a little bit for the new version. I noticed the new version looks a little bit different, so maybe they changed some stuff inside, but I couldn't tell. Inside here, you have a small pocket that's sort of built for tablets and such. I have my Jabun Techo from Kokyo in there. This is my planner. I have my iPad Pro in here. This isn't the giant one. This is sort of the like regular sized iPad Pro. But there's plenty of room. You could probably put the big one in there if you wanted to. Like the 12-inch or whatever that sucker is. And there's actually a bunch of room left in here. And you can... I can't describe how this feels. I can't just like show it to you exactly. But the inside of this has a big strip of like... I think it's the same stuff they use on this webbing here. It goes along the top and it gives it some rigidity. Like it's not going to stretch out. This isn't going to tear off or anything like that. And then in here I've got my 15-inch MacBook Pro. Also some junk. But this fits in there with no problem. I don't think you're going to get anything bigger than that in there. There's not a ton of extra room. And if you have like a 15-inch PC of some kind, it'll totally fit. There's a lot of room this way. So if you're not carrying a laptop or you want to throw a bunch of other stuff in there, you could totally put it in there. And actually it has a couple of elastic straps on the side, which I just noticed. But if you look here, a couple of little elastic straps, and I guess I could put a pin in there, but that doesn't seem like a good way to do it. It'd just fall off. But this kind of keeps it a little snugger. If they had moved this in a skosh, I think that would have made it tighter, but I didn't have any problems like feeling my laptop bump around. It seems fine. So, yeah, so that's what's inside here. All right, so pros and cons. At $139 list, I think this is a fine price for this bag. This thing feels like it's going to last a long time. I know Tony had taken this into the woods and like on day trips and travel and all that stuff before he sent it to me, and it doesn't really show any signs of wear. I think there's like one stain down here on a strap, but I mean I bet you can wash it off. This thing is gonna last. These zippers are banging. It's got lots of attachment points. It's waterproof, or at least very water resistant. It's rich. It's rigid. The only problem is it doesn't really have any organization, and it doesn't have bottle pockets. But you can fit all that stuff in here. And even with all my school paraphernalia in there, I still had room. I could have put a lot more stuff in there. I could have put books in there for sure. I could have put, I don't know, a sweater vest, and I could probably like load Scraggles in there. Like there's plenty of room in this 21-liter backpack, and I usually go for bigger bags, but this one fits the bill, man. So check this out. This is again the Mystery Ranch Urban Assault. This color is called Slate Blue, and man, it's a good bag and it's cool. I've gotten a couple of comments on this one, but like walking around campus, people aren't usually like, hey, cool bag, bro. But going to like pen shows and stuff, I would get comments on this. So I will see y'all later. Let me know what you thought about this bag review. Is there stuff that you want to see in the next one? Is there stuff I left out? If you have questions, please let me know, and I will try to answer them to the best of my ability about this thing. And I will see you in the next video. Peace out.